According to BMW, you're looking at the last pure piston powered M car ever, and the last to have the option of a manual transmission. I think the reason people love the M2 is because it's small, it's approachable, it's friendly. It's also the cheapest and most accessible M car on the market. But I think there's another reason people love this car, and even if they don't do it on the way to work, they know that they can, if they want to, do a bit of... The question is, does it really matter if BMW ditches their manual gearboxes, and could they have made this one a little bit better? This car is lovely, it just fits you like a glove. The sculpted seats, the whole thing, it just feels like so much car, so premium. But it's actually quite a tight space as well. I've got to say, if put on a few pounds, might find this seat a little tight. But then it is an M2. If you want a bigger car, you go for the M4. BMW cracked the front engine rear wheel drive model with the E92 in 2007. I'll never forget driving that car for the first time. It was the first BMW that I really engaged with when I was working on Top Gear at the Ascari track, and it was just brilliant to feel a car that was that balanced. This absolutely follows in that mould. It's the same DNA. Lovely tight handling. Oh, the brakes! Just really reassuring. It gives you fantastic confidence. There's just so much braking power in this car. It just stops on a dime. But it's a really reassuring thump. You feel very sudden deceleration. It's got a good feeling in the pedal. Lovely feedback through the wheel. Despite being short wheelbase, this car doesn't feel as jumpy as other small BMWs. You think back to the Z4 and the Z3 in particular, they were very cheeky little monsters. Shorter wheelbase than this obviously, but this is the smaller BM, and definitely it's cheeky. You can feel it's got that factor, that little liveliness to it, like a terrier, and it wants to rotate. It's eager to please and dart around, which is what makes it so engaging. It makes this a sports car. And the other BMs do feel that bit bigger, a bit heavier, a bit more of a bruiser, a thumper. And I think that's what gives this car such a unique space in its category. I think that's one of the things I really like about the M2 is it's cheeky and playful, and it doesn't scare your neighbours, unlike the M4 with its hillbilly front teeth upon the grille. Nothing that's too excessive on the M2. The 3-litre straight 6 twin turbo engine pumping out 453 horsepower. It's very manageable. It's the right kind of power for this level of grip. And the car really warms to that. You can really use it. You've got two choices. You've got your 8-speed automatic or 6-speed manual. Only 1 in 10 buyers are opting for that manual gearbox. I can kind of see why, because the auto is so good. It's very user-friendly. You can take it to a track and it's really functional. And the other thing I'm noticing, as much as I love a manual gearbox, my elbow is fighting with this cubby box. It's almost like they've shoehorned the manual transmission into this car. But good on those purists that took it on. Who knows what one will keep the best residual value. I love the fact that I've got a clutch. I can use it for lots of different things. It's fun on track. You can throw the thing sideways and wreak havoc with the tyres, but I really think people will make the most out of both. Just a very responsive all-rounder. It's going to be very interesting to see what BMW do next when they start adding batteries to these cars and adding weight. It's going to create mayhem to the cornering prowess that they've built into these M cars over so much time. I like the M2. Makes me feel like I'm a little bit of a drifting king, you know? Just chucking about. Oh. Whoa, 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 who's this? Oh, it's like that. Ben Broke-Smith, where'd he come from? European drifting champion. Show him. Now we have Ben with his MMX tuned M2 here. That raises the question, can you make this M2 better than it is in stock form? Also, will it be faster, but by how much? We'll get to that in a bit. What now? Oh, he's suggesting some sort of drag race, I can tell. All right, I'll see you on the line. Now we have Ben with his MMX tuned M2 here. 560 horsepower, so it's just over 100 more than what I've got, but he's a drift guy, so quite possible he can't get the traction down. He's got some interesting tech in that car. So he's loaded up with MMX power control module, the PCM, and MMX turbo inlet system and intake pipes and performance air filter. Chassis-wise, he's rocking 3-way adjustable coilovers, camber top mounts, 14 stops at high-speed rebound, 12 stops in the low-speed rebound, and 12 stops of compression. 2-piece brake rotors and fast road brake pads. All right, he's got launch control. I've got a clutch. Let's do this. Oh, a little bit of wheel spin, but it's a good launch. Holy moly, that thing is quick. He is decimating me on the gear change, and that's slightly embarrassing for the manual, to be honest, but it's 100 horsepower plus the time of change. I think that's the two things that really make the difference in a straight, but my God, that thing can move. All right, it's my turn to have a go in that thing, I think. Let's see what it's made of. It's got a lot of traction as well. Really, it looks very low slung and highly engineered. Turn it from, shall we say, a tame tango partner to something a bit more raucous. The lowered ride height and the additional camber instantly gives you a feeling of height and grip. The weight is just hunkered down into the rubber and it's biting every inch of the tarmac. You can feel there's more heft in the steering wheel. When you turn, the suspension absorbs the load and quickly translates it into grip. Quite often, some tune cars develop too much grip at one end, a bit like my Lancia, when it had too much rear grip until we adjusted the settings, then you could hurl the nose into the corner and expect the rear to catch up. Or sometimes the front end can become too aggressive. Every time you steer, you feel the tap of death on the shoulder. The balance here is good, and the car wants to go straight, so I can feel that in the wheel. When I plant the brake pedal, the chassis is rock solid. The braking is astonishing, and the ABS is really well synced with that extra power. Where I'm gaining everywhere though is the sheer stability in the platform. The weight never gets a chance to start causing an issue. The movement is controlled and I can be precise with the throttle, so it's far less sudden breakaway under hard acceleration than the stock M2. In fact, this MMX tuned car makes the standard M2 feel a bit like a toy when you plant the power down, even with all that extra torque. All in all, it's a lovely package, but to really find out just how much faster it is than the standard M2, I think we need to see what kind of lap time it can do around here. So, I think it's time to hand over to a tame racing driver. And so here we are, riding with the Ben Collins on board in the BMW. That's a good pull away, not too much wheel spin. Slightly annoying flashing device on the windscreen there, telling us the speed and the gearing. And let's check out the line into turn one. Very important to brake late into the first corner. Don't go too wide, that's a bit F1-like, but it should be good for traction on the way out. A little bit of slippage, but no drifting, Ben. Not on a fast lap time. Don't cut the white line, or you'll get a penalty from me. Good tight stuff in Chicago, bit of understeer on the way in, but it made it into the apex. The car's been lowered on those coilovers, so the car should be generating really good cornering grip. You can see the platform is very stable. Now these potent brakes are going to work well into the hammerhead, stopping very, very late. Good poise, excellent change of direction. Look at this, funky camera angles through the tyre wall. Again, a clean getaway. Essential over those bumps to have good ride, clean drive out towards the fastest section on the track. Through the follow through, lifting, don't like to see that, but maintaining good speed. Through the all-important tyre wall, because there's so much straight left before the final corners. This is where the 100 extra horsepower really make a difference. Again, braking late into the penultimate corners. Nice and neat, no errors. A little bit of feathering of the gas. Oh, it's the final corner. Keep it smooth. Yes. Tidy as a touring car across the line, but surely it can't be. An M2 can't be anywhere near a Carrera GT or a Koenigsegg CCX. What? That is crazy. Faster than a Mercedes McLaren SLR and 2.2 seconds faster than the time set by the standard BMW M2. Unreal. Okay, if you like that comparison, then let me know in the comments what you'd like to see next. And if you've got a cool car that you'd like to see being driven on track by me, then let me know and hit that subscribe button.